Little YouTube land. Wanted to make this little video today to talk about some life things. I bought this this gimbal a while back, so if it gets a little messed up because I don't know how to use it yet, forgive me, please. I'm begging you, just forgive me. So anywho, I'm gonna be changing this oil on a 2012 Lexus ES 350 with 95,000 miles. This belongs to my daughter. So as I'm doing it, I want to talk to you guys and ladies. This is only my second video ever on YouTube, so if it sucks, I apologize. Hopefully they get better. But I wanted to talk to you guys and ladies about a few things about life and what I've had happen to me in my experience, in my life, about different job situations. So, as the title of the video says, I am unemployed now. And I'm unemployed because of a couple of reasons. But it does seem like it is a recurrence over and over again about what's happening to me in my life and my jobs. You know, I'm 50 years old. I started working, oh man, when I was 14, right? I said that in another video. I started working when I was 14. I think there should be a 14 millimeter, I think. 9, 16. I think there should be a 14. This is the first time I've ever changed oil on this thing, guys. So I don't have no idea what to expect here, but we're gonna find it out together, y'all. So I've been told that on this car they have an oil cooler that should be changed out, is what I've been told. If it's a rubber hose to a metal one, because you don't want to be driving and this freaking hose busting on you, and then you're really shafted because all your oil leaks out, then your motor's bad. But I am not seeing it anywhere on this engine right here. So I'll tell you what, guys, it doesn't look bad underneath there. This is my first time under this car. It doesn't look bad underneath this car at all. This thing's built like a freaking tank, man. All right, so let's see if this is a 14. And my estimate was correct, and it is. And the reason why I know that is right there. I have a Toyota Tacoma, and the oil, the oil drain on that one is a 14. So it's a lucky guess. So let's see here. So that'd be tight. There we are. Let me take off my gloves so I don't get oil all over it. Get it over my hand instead. Because before I became unemployed, I forgot to take a bunch of rubber gloves with me like an idiot and put them in my truck like I usually do. I end up losing a job. So anyway, let me tell y'all what happened to me. So, like I said in the last video, I've been in the maintenance business for a long time. And I've noticed a steady progression over the years since about 2012. I was saying that too in the last video, that these companies nowadays just suck, man. They're just terrible. And I'll give you an example of what just happened to me. So I've been working in the maintenance thing for about, I don't know, man, 14 years now. And let's see if I can do this without freaking getting oil all over my new gimbal here. So let's see here, guys. Hopefully y'all can see me. I don't know if you can or not. Or I just turn it around. Hang on a sec. Let me see if I can just turn this thing. This thing is funny, man. I like it, but definitely gonna take some time. I don't know, I might have to take this glove off here. Let me anyway, I cannot figure out how to do this at all. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip it back around and hope for the best. So I don't know if you guys can see me or not. Let me see here. All right, so why don't I just pick it up and talk? Duh. So I was working at this job, and I was only there for, I don't know, about 3 months. And last Friday, this is now Thursday. So last Friday, it started snowing real bad. And like I said a minute ago, I drive a Tacoma. And it's a two-wheel drive. It's not a four-wheel drive. So two-wheel drive Tacomas did not do good in the snow when it's sticking outside. So I leave work about 5:30, like I did every day that I started over there. And after I started doing my thing there on that Friday, which was last Friday, the boss lady said we could leave early. So it was about 4 o'clock. So I said, cool. I said, no problem. So this is my first attempt making a video when I'm not just talking to you guys, but I'm also trying to do work too. So it takes some getting used to. So it was about 4:30, and the boss lady said we could leave. Now, granted, I do a bunch of work orders for different apartment communities and residential housing and so on and so on. I think I mentioned that last time. But the boss lady said me and the other guy that was working, we could leave, right? So I said, okay, cool, because I told her the situation. I can't drive my truck when it starts to stick, so I'm gonna be sleeping in my car. And she was like, okay, go ahead and clock out. So right after I clocked out, and it was about 4:15, and I was going up the hill, the apartment complex to leave, and my truck was already sliding. So right after that, she texted me, and she told me that I needed to do all those work orders. And I replied back to her and told her that I can't do them, and they could wait until Monday, because none of them were that bad. They could all wait until Monday, considering we were always behind since I started there. And I never got no reply. So Monday, I showed up to work, and she started going off on me. She started telling me all these things. She was like, you should have done all those work orders, blah, blah, blah. And I told her, I said, what if I, would have been driving home and slipped off the road and freaking killed myself? And this woman literally shrugged her shoulders at me and just became absolutely insane after I said that. So I started walking away from her to get out of the office. And as I was walking away from her to get out of the office, she's literally screaming at me, just telling me all these crazy things. And I never had an issue with this woman up until this point for the whole 3 months I've been there. So I was walking to my truck, and as I'm walking to my truck, she's following me and she's still yelling at me. And I thought to myself, if somebody like that is not going to care enough for their employees, and I've been doing a really good job for this woman, and she didn't give a damn about me sliding off the road and killing myself, and my family not seeing me no more, who really depends on me. This is why I'm over here changing the oil on my daughter's car, because my family depends on me. As a man, there's certain things that a man should do, especially when you've been married. You got a family and everything else. So I was just seeing everything in a new light, and I told myself that there was no way in hell I could work for this woman. So as a result of that, I quit. And I tell you another thing too, is that when I first started there, they had a contest, right? And when I tell you these two things, it would already tell you guys the same thing it told me. And I knew it immediately. So they had a contest. It was a Christmas giveaway. Well, a week before Christmas, I won a $50 Visa gift card. Now, the contest was being held on a Zoom meeting with everybody in the company, and they were in another state, I think. I think they were. And so I won $50. So I was like, cool, man. So they said they were going to, this was like on a Wednesday or Thursday, they were going to FedEx it, and we would have it that Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. Well, up until Friday last week, I never received it. And I don't know if somebody stole it or if somebody just, whatever. I don't know what's going on. So that was one thing right there. Another thing is that my social security number. Since I started there at that job, they've never fixed my social security number. So I got 3 paychecks from them, and I kept telling them over and over again, the property manager, the one that just went off on me last Friday, about that they need to fix my social security number, and they would not fix it. The only reply that I would get was contact HR. So I kept contacting HR, and I never get no response. It's almost like this lady did not give a damn about anything. And I found that out really quickly when she acted the way that she acted about the snow situation. I'm not sleeping in my truck, man, and I'm not walking freaking 30 miles home in the snow because nobody could come out and get me. And it's a Friday and everything else. I was like, no, man, that crap ain't gonna happen. So, between those couple things, another thing that was going on there was that when I started there, they were so far behind on their work orders. I don't know if you guys can still see me or not. Let me double check here, y'all. Yeah, y'all good. So they were so far behind on their work orders, man. And so I was hired as a supervisor to get the work done, because there was just another dude there who, quite frankly, he never really gave a damn about anything anyway. So I was picking up his slack from where he didn't care. He had a bad attitude. Nice guy overall. He just had a terrible work ethic, man. And so I was like, let me do the best that I can at this place, man. I need this job because the last 4 or 5 now have been absolutely horrific, man. And I touched on that a little bit in my last video, but my last one was like 8 months ago, right, y'all? So I guess I need to get on the ball here, man. I don't even know if anybody's going to watch this, but I got to try, right? So I'm just cleaning the oil plug right now, y'all. So I think it's going to need a new one here soon. This one's looking kind of shot. I don't know why they use rubber washers on these freaking things. Or it's like some kind of fake metal. I don't even think it's rubber. It's like some kind of fake metal looking thing. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But anywho, another thing too, that freaking oil filter that's on this thing should be a blast because it's one of those cartridges. Why were they still using cartridges in 2012? I have no freaking idea. So anyway, I got there and I noticed that they had like no material, right? They had no material for nothing, y'all. And they were really behind, man. They were like 30, 40 work orders down. And so I was like, man, let me do what I can to get this done, And I was supposed to be, as a supervisor, have all the authority I needed to, the authorization I needed to order material. So I did it. I did an inventory of the shop. I figured out what we needed to do all our work orders and everything. And man, they had nothing there, man. Nothing. So if something really bad happened, like a water heater busted or the heating system went out, I don't know where y'all are at, but where I'm at over the last couple months now, it's been really cold. So you gotta have your heat, man. And so they didn't have nothing, man. So I turned it in, and when I turned it in, I noticed that a freaking week or two, like a week would go by, and I still wouldn't have anything, man. And I was like, what the hell is going on with this? And I bring it up to her attention, and she would say, well, I ordered it. And then the next day, at the end of the next day, when I seen I still didn't get it yet, I would say something to her, and I'd be like, where's this freaking this material at, man? And she's like, well, with the budget, we're going to have to wait a little while. And I said, okay, well, that's a lie right there. She should have just told me that to begin with. So then I noticed, this was like my first week or two there. And then I noticed that I don't want to over tighten this, y'all, because I don't want to strip out this oil pan here. When I was taking it off of here, it was very tight. Like somebody already had it too tight. One thing I need to do is I need to buy some crush washers for this oil thing here. So here comes the fun part. Oh God, I'm not looking forward to this, man. So then she started giving me a hard time, man, about the freaking work orders. And I was like, why is this freaking lady like yelling at me about the work orders when she ain't buying the material? And of course, the work was becoming more and more like the work orders kept piling up, man. And then she was like giving us a hard time. Hang on a minute, y'all. I've never done this on this car. Oh, that ain't good. Somebody put this thing on there freaking like ultra tight, man. And I don't want to strip it out. Yeah. Somebody freaking put that crap on there. It's tighter than hell. I have a tool for this. I have a little tool for this I think will work. It's one of these little canister filter things here, y'all. Let's see if you guys, I don't know if y'all can see it or not. You see that right there? That's the filter. That's a terrible design. Why the hell would Toyota ever do anything like this? I have no idea. But anyway, y'all, let's take a pause for a second here. Let me go get my tool, and I will be back. If I can figure out how to pause it. Well, I can't figure out how to pause it. So let's go walk over here and see if I have this piece I need. That's crazy how tight they have that, man. Let's see here. Let's see if I have this. I used to have a Corolla. Yeah, I used to have the piece for the Corolla in here. And my dumb self probably put it in my toolbox that's in my shed. Alright. I don't want to use a pair of pliers for this, but I might have to. Alright, so anyway, I'm just going to finish this up with y'all. I don't want to keep y'all forever, and I'll finish it with the next video. So I need to start doing more and more. So, needless to say, she started yelling at me about all these work orders and everything. And me and another guy were always looking at each other, and we were like, why is she giving us a hard time when we need to do these work orders, but we need the material to do them? And then the residents were always bitching about everything because nothing's getting done. And I kept bringing it up to her attention, and every time I kept bringing it up to her attention, she'd give me more of a hard time over, like it was getting worse and worse and worse. So basically, make a long story short, I am now once again at 51 years old, unemployed. I've been having this problem most of my life, man. It's just the stupidest thing, and I'll get into more detail later on with another video. But for right now, y'all, I'm just gonna go ahead and finish this, and I'll let you know in the next video what happened, if I broke my knuckles or I knocked all the skin off my freaking fingers trying to fix this thing. I don't understand why people freaking over tighten these things. Like, have y'all ever seen that video on TikTok where that mechanic guy was changing the oil, and the person that owned the car pissed him off, and he took a freaking impact drill and he was freaking over torqued the hell out of that thing where it never come off. But anyway, until next time, y'all, hopefully somebody watches this. Yeah, it's probably not the best video. It probably really sucked, and if it did, I'm sorry, guys, but it'll get better. You gotta crawl before you can walk, right? All right, y'all, have a good one. Until next time. Later.